It is such an honor to kick off the very first Games for Change event in Hong Kong. I hope you leave this event excited about new ideas for projects and new collaborations inspired by the potential of games to change the world. Thank you.
We are working with universities, non-profit organisations, museums and governments throughout the region to share what we all know. And that is that games can change the world. Our mission is to foster the development and use of games that make the world a better place, and that takes real grassroots support. So I'd like to thank everybody involved in this event for putting their beliefs into action.
My friends, it is change that is bringing us all together today. Behind me is a conference, a very precious conference. It's a conference that is looking at the state of this world and that is saying that this world must be different than it is. And so we look at our hands and we say, what do our hands have? What can we offer to bring this world's change that is so desperately needed? And we realize that a tool that is before all of us is gaming. Someone once said to me, we all know kids grow through games, but at what age does that stop being true? And I thought that's a really good point. And for us, this is nothing to do with childish activities. These things are about very deep and meaningful and important activities, about seeing this world changed. That's why this conference is there. You see that tagline, play, learn, grow. The heart of all of that is that as we go through these activities, we will not only care and deeply understand these issues, but we will then take those learnings and we will see this world out there, this beautiful world, changed for good. So thank you for being a part of this conference. Thank you for being a part of this heart, but mostly thank you for being a part of the change, because that's what we need.
It was an absolute pleasure to moderate a session here at Games for Change. We had pitches of different games as well as a really fascinating panel discussion.
The user can see their planet, and when they click on it, they can place different buildings, plants, animals, and other assets on their planet.
What we interviewed were only temporarily homeless. They were only homeless for like a couple weeks, some months.
Yeah, I think as I grew up, kind of the playground was a space for risk-taking, for adventure, for experiment, for imaginative play. So I think a lot of what I learned actually came from the playgrounds and making friends on the playgrounds.
I think we really wanted to find a way to make the learning language experience more enjoyable, like compared to memorizing a dictionary or using a textbook. There's so many apps out there that teach in different ways, and we wanted to find a gamification that is more relevant to refugees and asylum seekers.
Two things from which I took away was one, the need to constantly show up. 50% of the battle is just showing up. And two, the need to be foolishly ambitious. I love this phrase. It was a spirit that our two panelists really embodied.
My name's Susie Hunt. I'm from the Museum for the United Nations, UN Life. And our mission in life is to hack culture to drive global action. So gaming could not be a more fantastic place to be, full of young people following their passions. So I'm really delighted to be here today amongst some fantastic talent, some amazing game designers, some amazing champions of social action. And all I would say today is that this is a most wonderful opportunity to take your chance, to take more action.
I like that.
Whether we're talking about accessibility for people with disabilities, or actually just looking at who is it that is left behind, who isn't involved in this conversation. The responsibility for changing our society lies in each and every one of us. And we need to think, as we're bringing everyone along on the journey, who are we forgetting, who are we not accommodating?
Yeah, thank you Press Start team for organizing this inaugural Game for Change experience. It was such insightful to look at how students in secondary schools already creating games and how advanced they are and how passionate they be in terms of doing this.
I like the gamified way of doing things. As an educator myself, I appreciate it because I'm constantly looking for ways to engage students in learning experiences, and I think games, simulations, as was mentioned as well, is a great way to activate the imagination.
How do you create the environment that the kids would want to be in, and then make sure that the steps that you're applying are the right approach?
What a day. What an exhausting day for our team, but what a day. This was the inaugural Games to Change APAC-Hong Kong, the first time that the Games to Change movement has landed in Hong Kong. It's been a privilege to bring the Games for Change movement here, and also a privilege to see so many people walk into HKU today, just to go through our breakout sessions, just to check out our marketplace, to listen to our wonderful keynote speaker, David Begbie, to participate in our closing session with Tina and with Susie. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think everybody has. What I hope is that we are walking out with a renewed sense of energy, passion, inspiration, so that we can take this Games for Change movement and elevate it, and so we can continue to grow this movement in Hong Kong. And who knows? Hopefully we'll see you again next year.